I'm Gerald Bentley, and this is a special Wrestling with Sales brought to you by Montway Auto Transport here on the Fired Up Network. We are joined by the promoter of record for I guess you could say, the hottest promotion in sports entertainment right now, the World
Absolutely.
Federation. Mr. St. Laurent joins us, and hey, I wanted to ask you, you got the big event coming up. It's right behind me there. Matt Cardona, the king of the Indies, the self-proclaimed internet champion of the world, taking on Alex Kane, the suplex assassin, for that title that, if he wins it, I guess it becomes the WTF title.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it's long overdue that I've been on the Fired Up Network because I'm
Yeah,
so fired up to talk about one
glad to have
shot
you
in
on.
the World Titan Federation. It is Matt Cardona, the crown jewel of the World Titan Federation, facing Alex Kane. And if he does beat him for that world title, we will rebrand it as the linear, legitimate, and universally recognized World Titan Federation Heavyweight Championship of the World. Try fitting that on one belt. We're working. I'm talking
I
to the
like
artist
it.
right
That's a
now. We're
long
working
one.
on it.
The
Yeah,
linear and universally recognized.
absolutely.
Now you're building up a strong team. Let's just show the match card up here, though. There it is, coming up from the historic Melrose Ballroom. You can see it live on Fight Plus, coming up December 7th. Now, Alex Kane and the Boom Fight Club, they've been kind of running running the ring for a little bit in MLW.
Yep.
How does the World Titan Federation stack up? Some of the talent you're putting together, and what makes it different?
Well, look, MLW's got a great roster. I'm not going to denigrate MLW. I was the vice president and I built that roster. But I just have a different vision for the industry. You know, people know my background. My great grandfather was the prime minister of Canada. He's one of the founders of the United Nations. His signature is on the founding charter. My grandfather was a member of parliament. My great great grandfather was head advisor to the King of Austria. I come from a lineage of high class, wealthy, powerful, connected people. And I feel like this sport, which is the original sport, it is the world heavyweight champion is the king of our species. As far as I'm concerned, I want everyone in the front row in a tuxedo. I want caviar served at intermission. I want to bring back the glitz and glamour, and take it from sport to sports entertainment. I want people on a date, spending money, dressed to the nines. That's my vision, and I don't see that in Boom IA. I don't see that in MLW. I don't see that in any other organization. So I had to start my own, and repaint the canvas, and that's what we're trying to do.
So you want to raise the level.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I don't like the way the world looks at wrestling. Okay. The world looks at wrestling and they go, look, comic books got too expensive for virgins. So they invented pro wrestling. And I don't like that that's the stigma. So I'm going to turn this into sports entertainment, into the most prestigious spectacle that the 1% have ever enjoyed. But we all know the billionaires out there, they attend underground fight clubs. This is well documented. And I want to take this out of the underground fight clubs, and back into the big arenas, for the people with the big money. That's what I'm concerned about.
And if you want to have that symbol of style, elegance, and grace, and you're looking for a holiday present, available right now
Oh,
on the
beautiful. Look at that.
Shop MLW page, which I guess would be rebadged. There you go. You can get your own World Titan Federation T-shirt.
Now, look, I know you're called Wrestling with Sales. You must have a sales background because you're doing all the plugs for me. I don't have to plug anything. The shirt is Saudi Arabian silk cotton blend. It will make you not only more stylish, it will make your food taste better. It'll make your food last longer. It will make you more attractive to every sex and gender. You want that World Titan Federation t shirt on your chest anytime you leave the house.
Soon to be, right after Matt Cardona captures the title, that logo will be up there with Louis Vuitton,
Absolutely.
Prada,
I like the way you think.
Ferragamo.
Yeah, we're going to have to do some collaborations.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you do have you're building up a roster too. This made the news that Alexander Hammerstone had asked for his release from MLW, and there he is,
Now, some
part of
people
the.
speculated that I had something to do with that, and I can neither confirm nor deny. I will just say that based on my previous employment with MLW, I was aware of everyone's contract details, and that has come very well handy to me as I've tried to speculate and plot and conjure up ideas for who should join the World Titan Federation in the future.
And another former champion, Filthy Tom Lawler, joining the team, going up against Kojima, a Japanese legend, the master of the lariat. That's on that same show. It's on the on the same show on that
Yeah,
pay per
I'm
view.
fired up about that one. The Fired Up Network, I'm
Good
sure, is
use.
fired up because it's the first ever MLW World Heavyweight Champion versus the best ever MLW World Heavyweight Champion. It's a match that we've needed, past, present, and future, all in one ring. I couldn't be more excited about that one.
As a dealer, you spend a lot of time buying cars at auction. If you're using Edge Pipeline to manage your purchases, then this is big news. Montway Auto Transport is partnered with Auction Edge to add a transportation option onto Edge Pipeline. Now dealers can manage their auction buys and book transportation with just one click right in the Edge Pipeline platform. As a nationwide leader in auto transport, Montway understands a dealer's need for speed and efficiency and can arrange single or multi-vehicle moves from auction to any lot in the country. With Montway's technology, dealers can gain full transit visibility and tracking after an order has been booked, making it much easier to manage inventory. Buy, ship, and track all in Edge Pipeline. Go to www.montway.com/WS to learn more.
About that one.
Now, you have a unique position, I think, to answer this question because we talk with different wrestling companies from around the country. We show the cards from multiple wrestling companies on the Fired Up Network. What does it take to break through? Because there is literally wrestling on every night of
There
the
is.
week now.
There is.
And there's a couple of major corporations that get to take a lot of the air out of the room. What do you have to do as a promoter like yourself to break through and make an impact?
Well, look, I think there's two billionaires fighting right now, right?
Hmm.
And one of the things that MLW has always offered, and now that I'm running the World Titan Federation, we want to offer as well. Uh, just because a company has the most money doesn't mean they have the best wrestlers. And so MLW and now WTF, we try to be first on finding that next batch of guys, finding the best athletes, finding athletes from other countries, and then I'm searching for sports entertainers high and low in places you wouldn't think to look. So I think that's one of the things that's made MLW stand out. And then on top of that, uh, you know, there's a lot of promotions out there that maybe use different talent and they shoot it on their cell phone in a dungeon with no
Hmm.
lighting and all that kind of stuff. So I do think for fans of MLW and the World Titan Federation, it's a mixture, not just the quality of the talent, the quality of the production, the way that the product is put together, and to know that you're seeing the next generation, you're seeing the current generation, you're seeing American wrestling, Japanese, lucha libre, authentic lucha libre from CMLL, authentic strong style from Japan with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that kind of melting pot all together, I don't think you can get that mix of all of those ingredients anywhere else other than MLW WTF One Shot.
Yeah, I mean, it is a great presentation, and the name of the weekly show, Fusion, does kind of symbolize
Absolutely.
what you're trying to do and get a fusion of styles and get different wrestlers on. So you can definitely see a big difference in just the style. I mean, you're going to see a lot different style with a Hammerstone than you will with a one called Manders or the Manser if the Manser makes his way back into
Well,
MLW.
I'm fighting to block that right now, actually. And let me just say, a few months ago, when he bit my foot, legitimately broke the skin, I was
Mm-mm.
bleeding. He was bleeding. It was horrible. That was like one of the worst moments of my life. Let me just
Yeah.
put that out there.
Now, a moment that I'm sure would have been traumatic for lots of people. Uh, I just got to ask, has the BMW been recovered?
It was recovered. I don't want to say it was totaled, but it was close to it. We're going through the fourth detailing right now to get the stench of roasted pig out of the back seat. I don't know what they did to that thing, but certainly I'm not going to step foot into it ever again, and we'll probably just have to junk it.
Well, and it was a lovely gift.
I'm going to have to work on another gift. We'll see what I come up with if Cardona walks out as the heavyweight champion of the world.
Now we're moving into the second half here. I did want to ask you, with all of the fighters available, all of the superstars, the sports entertainers available at your handpicked choice, what made Matt Cardona the number one pick?
Oh, he's got all the tools, and he represents what the World Titan Federation represents: big muscles, big veins, incredibly tan to a ridiculous degree. Uh, he believes in what I believe in of what sports entertainment should be. We want we want vascular tan men going out there doing incredible feats of athleticism and spectacle. To please the wealthy. We want to give them what they want to see. They want to see larger than life characters. They want to see world class athleticism and intensity, and that's everything that Matt Cardona brings to the table. And look, I've got market research. I send out surveys to the anyone making six figures of what they would look for in a wrestling product, and that's how I make my decisions.
Well, that's definitely going after that target demo, isn't it?
Right. Absolutely. And then I think one shot I'm expecting several rows to be full of people in tuxedos.
Any other matches that I should be giving some attention to coming up on the
Y-
one shot?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm not just here to show the World Titan Federation. I'm trying to take over MLW, and when I take it over, I want it to be as big and
Want to
successful
be
as
healthy.
possible, right? Yeah, I want it to be healthy. So I think it's a great card. The two big matches, like you mentioned, Cardona versus Kane for the World Heavyweight title, Tom Lawler versus Satoshi Kojima, the first champion versus the best champion. Then you have Rocky Romero, who's both the world middleweight champion of MLW and the world welterweight champion of CMLL. He's going to be defending his titles against Mascara Dorada, one of the most impressive athletes that CML has to offer. Janai Kai is defending her world featherweight championship against Maki Ito. And then Miyu Yamashita, in a Princess of Princess title fight, takes on Delmi Exo. And then Ricky Shane Page defends the national openweight championship against Jimmy Lloyd. I just think top to bottom, it's a great card. Fight Plus is only $7.99. That's less than a foot long sub. You
Not
can't
bad at
beat
all.
it to watch live, not to mention all the other great boxing, wrestling, and MMA you'll get for your monthly subscription fee. So I just think if you don't have Fight Plus, you don't like fighting. I mean, it's that simple.
And just to make that clear to people watching it, it's not a pay-per-view. They're not
Correct.
asking you to spend 40 or $50 to watch it. It's 7.99 and you get a month's worth of programming.
Absolutely. It's like literally the best deal in all of fighting for $7.99 that you get all of these live shows. And one shot is a part of that subscription. It's ridiculous. I don't know how they make the math work. I'm staying out of it. But I remember being a kid and having to spend so much to see the big live events that I can't believe for $7.99 you just get as much as you want. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of content on there too from MLW and weekly and past shows.
Absolutely. You got the MLW archive up there as well. MLW Fusion every week. It's an incredible plethora of content. So while I am focused on bringing sports entertainment to get those high dollar VIP kind of customers, for people looking for a value, $7.99 Fight Plus. You make sure you watch One Shot Live.
Well, you can have both because people with a lot of money are careful with where they spend their money. So
No, I'm looking for
it
the
doesn't
reckless spenders.
necessarily cancel
I
each other
want
out.
I want people that'll drop 10 grand on a bottle of champagne to come watch the MLW WTF fights. That's what I'm focused on.
Well, if it's the right event, that's when you need, like,
Right.
for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, Gordon Ramsay had a pop-up restaurant right next to Pit Row at $1,000 a table for a half hour.
Right.
Something like that. That would be great. It could be a pop-up Gordon Ramsay restaurant
And I'm
ringside
using
for
facial recognition
$1,000 a match.
technology right now to figure out every single person that was there in that pit that spent the $1,000 so I can pitch them on the World Titan Federation.
You want them, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are the customers that you need. Hey, just a couple questions, just about because you've had a lengthy career now in wrestling. Who's the biggest influence on you as a wrestling promoter?
Oh, I mean, without question. And when I look at the role that the World Titan Federation plays right now, of what motivates us, what really gets us fired up as we try to take over MLW. Early in my career, I was fortunate enough to be under the learning tree of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They didn't teach me everything they knew, but they taught me enough that this takeover, I'm sure, is going to be successful. Um, and so that's really the mentality here. Is I want to take wrestling back to the days where there were you throw the rules out the window, you don't know
Hmm.
what's going to happen. I don't care if I piss people off, I don't care if people get offended. I'm here to cause chaos, and that's what the World Titan Federation is all about.
Well, hindsight 2020, it probably would have been ahead if the NWO did get to successfully take over WCW.
Well, that's not a bad point there. And look, I want the focus not just to be on the type of fan I'm trying to appeal to, but the focus on the type of athletes that we have. Tom Lawler, legitimate, um, legitimate MMA background,
Yeah.
as legit as you get. And I've known him for a very long time, and he can tear your head off. And that's why I'm very confident that he'll be successful against Satoshi Kojima. But he's a completely different style of wrestler than Matt Cardona. Completely different style from Hammerstone. So I want the World Titan Federation to be as versatile as possible. And I'm always looking for new talent. So I'm out there scouting, and not just wrestlers. If you're going to bring in the high dollar customer, I want you involved.
So promotional people, announcers,
Possibly. I know,
salespeople to help.
you watch the show. Matt Stryker's been angling to become the WTF
Mhm.
commentator. And as I'm learning more about you, my friend, we
Look
might
at
be looking
that
for a
right there.
salesman. So we'll have
Yeah,
to
I
talk.
mean, suitable for all of your holiday needs. Hanukkah coming up next week, Christmas coming up just around the corner. Available in all sizes, I'm sure, in premium packaging, even.
Sure. Absolutely. It's the best gift you can get. And if you are Jewish, such as myself, make sure to buy 8 and get one for every night of
There
Hanukkah.
you go. Yeah, one for each night. Everybody
Yeah.
gets a WTF shirt.
Yeah, the
Excellent.
funny thing is, it's the best-selling shirt. People are so excited, and look, I'm just looking forward to the future here. This is a very new concept, okay? And we're trying to take this thing into the future. And I do think if the fans decide, look, am I tired of being a loser, or do I want to be a Titan? Because this is a call to action for
There
the
you go.
wrestling fans of who you want to be in society. And we are saying, if you want to be high class society, we are for you. There's a lot of wrestling organizations out there, right? If you want to be some incel on Reddit, there's a lot of groups that you can follow. But if you want to be a real man, if you want to be vascular, then you need to be a fan of the World Titan Federation.
Well, and you're not necessarily opposed to uh, the Boom AA fight clubs for the people. The WTF can be for the people.
Look, if Boomaye wants to be for the 99%, that's fine. I'm focused on the 1%. I come from the 1%. That's who I relate to, and that's what I'm looking for, because I feel like the 1% has been treated very unfairly, and they've been kind of pushed out of the wrestling genre. They have not been welcome, and I'm going to change that.
Well, there you go. You have your vision in place, and that vision takes off in earnest on December 7th at the historic Melrose Ballroom in New York City when Matt Cardona challenges the leader of the Boumaye Fight Club himself, Alex Kane, for the current MLW championship, which, if it goes the way that you're hoping, will become the WTF Heavyweight Championship.
Absolutely. And look, I'm sure you're going to be watching live on Fight Plus. So let's make sure we speak after the show, and I'll have
Absolutely.
you involved in the rebrand.
Open invitation.
We'll go through all the market research. We'll look at all the data. We'll look at all the bots. We'll look at all the holograms. I want to look at this from every angle of how can we take that title. I want it licensed. I want product placement. I get that logo everywhere, and I think you're the man for the job.
I'll be sure to use my analytics background from Columbia University to help you out.
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. I can see it in your face. You are not a wrestling loser. You are a sports entertainment connoisseur. I see it.
Well, that means a lot coming from Mr. St. Laurent himself. But hey, thanks a lot for taking the time to come on to the Fired Up Network. We appreciated you raising the level of the network today.
Well, the
best
network
of luck
has
coming
been
up
raised.
December 7th.
The network's been raised so much on its own. I'm just happy to be a part of it. MLW WTF One Shot live on Fight Plus December 7th. It's going to be an extravaganza. It's going to be a spectacle for the ages. I'm fired up. It's the Fired Up Network. And for everybody at home, if you haven't checked out MLW before, why not start with One Shot, my grand vision as the legitimate promoter of the World Titan Federation? It's going to be a spectacle like you've never seen before. I'll even let you in on a little secret. We're going to have a bodybuilding contest. We're going to have women. We're going to have singers. I'm working on a hologram of Liberace. I might have to get his dead cat. I don't know. I'm talking right now to see what the cost difference is. But this is going to blow people's minds. This is going to expand the horizon of what we think of as even being possible as connoisseurs of content, which I know that you are. So I appreciate the support. We're going to talk after about branding and all that. I'm going to take this to the next level together.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Best of luck. Although, true champion probably doesn't really need luck. And we'll talk right after the match.
You got it.
Thanks.